Hello everyone, my name's Jen. Don't know if I've been properly introduced to you all. I work with Elite Kennel Fertility and I'm one of the students that work with them. Today I'm going to talk to you about the use of AI to assist rare breed populations, and I'm focusing solely on the Bergamascos, and you can probably see one right at the back of the room at the minute. And there's Paolo we've got at the back of the room. So just a quick thing, I'm going to introduce the breed to you, give a quick history of it as well, about the breed, problems that are facing this breed in particular, technologies and services that the clients have used to help with this breed and further populations, breed sustainability and other clients with rare breeds that we've had and their experiences. So this here is Bill and Claire Nixon. Bill is here with us in the room today, so thank you for coming along, Bill. And here we've got Steve and Janie with their bitch Isla Bella, and they came to us to have a TCI, a fresh TCI procedure done. And how many weeks old are they now? 7 weeks old, 8 weeks old, the puppies? 6 and 7 weeks old, the puppies now, that they came with us for a fresh TCI. Bill was first introduced to the Bergamascos around about 8 years ago, and was out for a walk with their Labradoodle, saw this wonderful thing trotting along to them, and was wondering what it is. And as you can tell, when you first look at the Bergamasco, it is a fascinating breed to look at, and fell in love with the Bergamascos, learnt more about them that way. And Steve and Janie Poole here with their bitch Isla Bella were first introduced to them about 11 years ago, and sort of, with umming and ahhing whether or not to get one, and as soon as they met one, fell in love with them, and you can understand why when you see them and you're introduced to them. So a bit about the breed history. Apologies to anyone who's Italian, I'm about to actually butcher the pronunciation, but they are known as Cane dei Pastori Bergamasco, and they take their name from where they've originated from, and they're traced back over 2,000 years, so there's some pictures here from where they originated from. They've had nomadic herding routes. They're originally found within the regions of lost control of the clicker. Found sort of originally within the Himalayas, that area there, and moved over that way. And they're most known as like shepherd dogs, as you can probably see here, and used to work driving the flocks back and forth. And the shepherds guarded their bloodlines with their life, as due to their immense intelligence, their herding instincts and things like that. Unfortunately, after World War II, they saw a decline in these shepherds and the dogs due to sort of the industrialisation of the Po Valley and the decreased demand for wool after World War II as well. And they were recognised by very few individuals, including the geneticist known as Dr. Maria Andreoli, and she sort of recognised the heritage of these Italian breeds and wanted to find out more. And she made it her life's work to save the breed from extinction. And they were first introduced into the UK in the 1990s by a Rainer Knight. And this is where Rainer Knight then also introduced our previous client, Mia, Steve and Janie Poole, to the Bergamascos as well. And Rainer is currently the president of the Bergamasco Club. Is that correct? I don't want to get that wrong for you. Yes, so then that's where and a lot of the pedigree lines now originate from lines that Rainer brought into the UK and things like that. So a little bit about the breeds. They're known as a pastoral group, as an imported group on the KC register by the Kennel Club. And with each different family member, they develop a different relationship with you. Sort of speaking to Bill and speaking to a lot of the people from the Bergamasco Club, they have a very different personality to each person they come across to. If you trust them, they'll trust you back. And they're very playful, very humorous. As you've heard him, he's very vocal today, at the back of the room. Wants to see everyone, wants to say hello to everyone. And they're bred for their specific herding traits. So as you can see a picture here of, this is Steve with his bitch Isla Bella here. He's working very hard with the breed to try and get back to their herding routes. So as we've mentioned at the beginning, a lot of the reasons that rare breeds are rare is because they're not used for their original work, whereas now they're being used to try and get back to that herding instinct, to get back into their instincts of what they were. And their life expectancy is between 13 and 15 years old, which I thought was quite impressive for the breed. And we have here Amore Nonna, I think I'm saying that right, and she is a therapy dog that works with autistic children. So they're very much used for a lot of their therapy work, using those instincts and using that humorous and that intelligence to get in sync with other dogs. And speaking to the Bega Masco Club as well, there's only one pre-breeding health test that's needed for them at the moment, and that is for hip scores. And what was quite nice to sort of see, with it's a very low mean hip score in the UK at the moment. So there are many have got another, sorry, can't get my words out now. Got an uncombined score of under 10, so it's quite impressive for the breed as well. And there's 23 out of 85 that are known in the UK to have been hip scored. That's quite a good thing that they've got going for them there as well. And so a lot of things are facing the breed. So like many other rare breeds, there's small numbers. There's less than 100 in the UK, and I've got a table on the next slide just to show you how many have been registered last year within globally, really. There's only 2,000 to 2,500 Berger Mascos that were registered at the moment. And with litters averaging 5 to 6, and again on the next slide, I'll quickly show you. So this is a litter of 13 Berger Masco puppies, which is a European record, and this was back in 2012. So as you can see there, the UK had 90 registered at the beginning of 2022, and unfortunately New Zealand didn't have any. If you sort of think of New Zealand as well as, you know, probably one of the countries with the most massive sheep population as well, you know, it's quite devastating to see, really. But you know, but yes, going back to it, so a lot of breed misconceptions around the breed as well. So as you can see, the coat looks like it's difficult to manage, but all UK breeders have got the support of the Berger Masco Club. You know, if you are having trouble with maintaining it and things like that, they are there to help. And going back to the global warming, a lot of breeders seem to think that the coats are there to help them with the different climates and things that they originate in. With the high peaks of the summer, they are there to help. But within, you know, with global warming and everything like that, with temperatures fluctuating currently, it's very hard to sort of maintain. And with especially those countries that are facing the worst effects of global warming, it is different and varying to see with those. And there is a global awareness of them. Out of curiosity, who have heard of the Berger Masco before today? So it's a bit of a split. So they are very interesting breeds. And I think especially if you were at Discover Dogs last week at Crufts, a lot of people sort of, you know, went to them to just go and see, because they are such a fascinating dog to look at. Yeah, so as I said, this is the table that we've got, and this litter here was provided by Chris Walker, who's the secretary of the Berger Masco Club. So the technologies and services that they've used. So leading up to it, the clients were aware of the TCI procedure, but it's, you know, I think not many people were aware that you can do TCI, as Dave said, with the fresh, chilled, and the frozen. So it is quite nice to sort of see. This is when they sort of came in for their procedure. With the semen freezing, they are aware that, you know, you can freeze it with us, you can export it, you can import it, and it's such a fascinating thing that we can do with it. So as I said, that they came in. Oof.
Sorry, going back to that slide, why you just
this one?
No, the
that
previous one, yeah. What was the founder population?
The founding population?
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. Do you have any idea, Bill? The founding population.
The founding population. Sorry, what do you mean by the founding population?
The founding population. How many there was in the gene pool when you first started breeding them again?
In the UK?
No, globally.
Oh, crumbs. I mean,
approximately.
I mean, before, as Jen said, you know, they were virtually extinct, and Dr. Maria Andreoli got involved in the 70s and 80s, but the number of dogs was, I really don't know, to tell you the truth.
That would be quite a bottleneck, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Were other breeds used like the Commodore? Or the breeds used like the Commodore?
No, I mean, there were some original dogs that were used, but there was very few. It took years and years of breeding with no technology, obviously, in those days. So it was a struggle. And if you go back to the 90s, a couple of dogs came over, then there was a few lines brought in. That 13 that you see there, that took the population up to about 15 dogs in 2012. Yeah. 15, and now it's only just less than one. So it's been a struggle.
But the genetics are quite tight, aren't they?
That's right. Yeah. So, and now we're in a bit of a, we've got a real problem with numbers now, and the matings. So, we're gonna have to use Europe to get decent healthy lines and be selective with breeders, and then use the technology here to help us save this breed. Thank you.
So leading up to the presentation, I had asked Bill, I'd asked Janie, and I'd asked Chris as well, sort of what technologies and things they were aware of before coming to us or before even researching us. And a lot of the things were sort of the semen freezing and the TCI. A lot of people, I think, they are aware that you can or must assess, but they want to jump straight in head first and go, right, we want to do this, we want to inseminate the bitch and things like that. But as Dave said, especially with an aging dog, you do want to try and assess it before you can, you know, inseminate, because, you know, the quality might not be as good as you think it is and things like that. But a lot of the time they are sort of, you know, making that awareness of what's available to clients. So when I as well spoke to the clients, they mentioned that a previous failed attempt went that they wanted to try and, you know, try again, help this breed. You know, you want to do the best that you can for your rare breeds. That's why we're all here. You know, we want to ensure that we are getting the best out of it, and they knew that, you know, we've got the facilities, we've got the expertise, as has previously been mentioned, that we can help try the best that we can. So they managed to sort of, was it 6 months prior, they tried to do a natural mating? Was it beforehand was a natural mating, and then then they tried to, you know, try and do it that way, and then through us, then with the TCI, managed to get some lovely puppies out of them then. So then, as I said, this is Isla Bella here, and then that's Paolo that you can see in the corner, and then this is when they came in for their insemination there, and then that's quite hard to see, but you can see Isla Bella here, and their little puppies here then at the bottom. So they came into us 1st of December, I think it was, just before Christmas, and the 4 puppies here were whelped by emergency C-section. There were 2 black females. I think we can just sort of see them on the end there. And then there was, unfortunately, one of the puppies had to be put down, as it was unfortunately quite high up within the uterus, and so had to be fortunately put down that way. The 3 pups, as far as I'm aware, currently very strong, thriving very, very well. And that's what, unfortunately, one of them couldn't make it today because they are back at home looking after the puppies. But we are getting updates, and it is really nice to sort of see that they are getting on very, very well. So I asked the clients as well today, what do they think can help with the breeds? What can they do, or what can be put in place to help the breeds? And more sustainable breeding programs was one of the main things that we spoke about. It was just, you know, making that awareness, getting educational programs out, getting leaflets out, just making sure that there's a wide reach facility to make sure that they can educate the owners, educate people who want to know about these breeds, and ensuring that, you know, that they are excellent pets, that they are excellent for therapy. And, you know, I could happily sit at the back there all day and just stick with the Bergamasco and just, you know, be very chilled by the end of the day. And also speaking to Chris, they're currently in the process of creating a vision statement and also a very detailed health survey. So they're sending it out to all Bergamasco clients, with all the Bergamasco owners that they know of, just to, you know, as detailed as they can about the breed, about the sex, about any health issues that they're aware of. Because if there's any sort of previous health issues that they haven't thought of that might be affecting the breeding, that might be affecting the breed as a whole, then they can pinpoint this and try and sort of, is there a way that we can filter this out? Is there a way that we can bring new lines in and different things like that? But the vision statement incorporates the action plan to have awareness of what I think are very cute puppies and a very cute breed, but I'm probably just being very biased. So as well, we've got other clients who've used our services. So we've got, don't hope you mind me saying, but we've got Jane Sutherland here with some Welsh Springer Spaniels who we've imported semen for. And we've also done progesterone tests for them as well. We've got a lovely Sussex Spaniel here who we've done some progesterone testing for. And we've got some lovely Deerhound puppies. Just out of curiosity, does anyone want to have a guess at how old they think the puppies are in that picture there? 7 weeks old. They are 7 weeks old in that picture there. And they were a fresh artificial insemination. So we're quite proud with these ones. And then we've got lovely Gordon setter here who's been in with us as well. And we've also got lovely English setter here who's been in with us for a seaman assessment. And I think he's here today as well. He's wagging his tail as far as I can see. He knows he's up on the screen. And then we've also had some otter hounds in. We've had a frozen TCI. So the seaman was frozen elsewhere. And then what we can do with us as well is we can bring the seaman in from elsewhere. We can perform the TCI. And then this is one of our otter hounds that we've had in for this TCI. But yeah, thank you for listening.